Welcome to Super Easy Recipes. Today I'll be making an update on a traditional Cantonese classic, steamed pork pate with salted dried fish. Now if you're from a Chinese family, you'll know it immediately. It is an incredibly moreish and satisfying dish. It is easy to make and quite possibly my favourite dish, but in the past I've seldom made it, and there are 3 reasons why, which I'm going to address with my recipe. The first is that traditionally it is made with pork belly, which is extremely fatty and which is laboriously chopped into fine mince. I'm going to get rid of that bit of the hard work by using ready minced pork, which is relatively lean at 15%. The second is that the dish is best if made with fresh water chestnut, which is not always available, so I'm going to replace that with chopped celery. The water chestnut adds to the texture and crunch, and chopped celery kind of does the job. You can get canned water chestnuts from supermarkets, but they're not as crisp either. The third ingredient which you need, and which you definitely cannot get from any local supermarket, is salted dried fish. That's not going to change anytime soon, because nowadays it is regarded as an unhealthy food. So I'm going to replace that with a can of anchovies, which is available everywhere and much healthier. With these changes, I can make my favourite dish from ingredients all bought from my local supermarket.
You'll need 300 grams of minced pork. Mine contains 15% fat, a can of anchovies, a stick of celery, spring onion, a small piece of ginger, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and sesame oil, a tablespoon of Shaoxing cooking wine. Both Shaoxing wine and sesame oil can be bought from your local supermarket, a teaspoon of sugar, a teaspoon of corn flour, and a pinch of bicarbonate of soda. Now if you have water chestnut and salted dried fish, by all means use them. Begin your prep by dicing the celery into small pieces. I find the outer stalks to be the crunchiest. Next, cut the spring onions as finely as possible. Reserve the green part of the spring onion for garnish. Peel the ginger in readiness for grating. Roughly chop the anchovies. I'm using about 3/4 of a can. With the cutting done, the next job is to marinate the meat. I'm using a large bowl as it's easier to mix all the ingredients together. Add the soy sauce, the sesame oil, the Shaoxing cooking wine, the sugar, the corn flour with the bicarbonate of soda, the spring onion, the chopped celery, and grate a teaspoon or 2 of ginger into the mixture. Add a pinch of salt and white pepper and mix together thoroughly. Transfer the mixture to your steaming dish and shape it into a pate. And place the chopped anchovies evenly on top of the dish and garnish with the reserved spring onion. Marinate for as long as possible, but for at least 20 minutes. I keep mine in the fridge, preferably overnight. When you're ready, the dish can be cooked very quickly in a steamer. The dish only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to cook, and I'm often surprised by how quick it is. I think a lot depends on the thickness of the pate in the particular dish you're using. Use a chopstick to check if the pate is cooked through. that's it. This dish is always served with plenty of plain boiled white rice, as it is legendary for making people want to eat more when it is served.